Hi guys, today we're breaking down this floating chairs effect, how to make it in tyFlow fully, 3ds Max, so let's roll. Alright, so this is my scene, and here I have detailed chair, and also what I have is this one single mesh. These are just the copies of one chair. I need this mesh to take out a pivot point for each chair. So let's create a tyFlow. And first what I'm gonna do is birth the object, birth object, and I will pick the placeholder of the chairs, this mesh. I can hide detail chair because I don't need it now. And what I need to do now is, as you can see, we have one particle now. We need to break it to pieces in this geometry. So split objects elements. Now we have 552 chairs as a separate objects. But I can change the display to large dots, for instance, because I didn't need to see that mesh. We're gonna scatter that detailed chair everywhere. So having the position, we can do this. So we can add a shape operator and removing the standard triangle and adding detailed chair, add selected. And if I switch back to geometry, you will see that it's scattered exactly how I need them. Now, for that effect we saw in the preview, I'm using helper objects to move the chairs. So let's do that. Let's build a helper object. We can do it as we can make it as a simple box. It should be big enough to cover the whole model, like so. I'm switching in the object properties to display as a box, just to see better what's happening. And I need to animate this object. But let me first make my timeline longer, so we see this effect more than 100 frames. So animating this helper object, starting from frame 0 and finishing at the end, moving my box, so it should go through the whole geometry, like so. And now what I'm doing is creating a surface test. With this node you can specify helper geometry, and if the particle or chair in our case sees the helper object in a specific distance, then do this. So let's try it. So surface test, I pick my helper geometry, and the test mode is distance. That's fine, but we can set this up as volume inside. When the chair it goes through the box and it's inside the box, it turns into a different particle. So let's branch out a new event to see difference in the color, and it works like this. Why we're doing this is we are telling the particles when they should start act, fly away or disappear or scale down, whatever the effect is. So with this technique you will have an offset in the animation. So when these chairs or particles are red, I want them to start to move. So for the movement, I will put here a speed operator, and it already works. So they triggered and they move. That's actually a whole the core idea of it. From now on, this effect can be anything you want. So if you want them to float just random in the random directions like this, you can put the speed operator into continuous and they will fly infinitely. But to make it more interesting, we can art direct this effect. So for example, when the particles are triggered, let me disable the speed for now. We can make them move, like losing the gravity, move up. For that, we can use a force operator, and that force will have a positive gravity. So we can put a real world like this, so they will just fall, or we can do it opposite way, just erase the minus and they will fly away. But that's too quick, so we have a couple of options. We can reduce this value to, let's say, 0.7. Oh, sorry. Yeah, like this. They will be slower. We can remove it, reduce it a bit more. It looks a bit better. Now what we can do, we can introduce some noise to it, to this movement, so it will be more interesting. We can put a rotation effect, switch to continuous, and let's look closer. So when they triggered, they in the next frame they already rotated in the random degrees, but we need them to rotate slowly and with the ease in, ease out effect. So if you go down to the interpolation tab, you can switch to, let's say, curve interpolation dynamic, and here you can actually, if you click right click button, you can change the preset to something more interesting like this, and if you play it, you will see how they smoothly start to rotate and not immediately. Yeah, that's the effect. We can also try to introduce some attraction force. So maybe when they starting to fly away, which can be slower by the way, they can move to specific direction, let's say backwards. So let's slow them down first. I will add a slow operator, and this operator very useful, very handy. You can introduce it in any simulation to make it slower and it will not lose the realism. So yeah, if I put here, so 5% means that we are reducing at 5% from the original speed. So if I put 25, it's 25% less the speed. Now maybe that's too much, let's put 15. And now I'm adding here a time test. Actually we should change this time test to find target. So I want them immediately follow that target. So pick the sphere, find target, pick the sphere, and let's see what's gonna happen. All right, now let's introduce some force. So controlled by velocity, and let's put here 1. Maybe that's too much. We're getting sort of peeling effect. This is too quick. 0.5. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's all. This is all depending on your artistic choice, how it's gonna look. I just wanted to show before we export that you see how chairs are penetrating each other, but we can fix that by making those chairs physical objects. So if we add a physical shape operator, physical shape, we can preview the who. So this we're not seeing it right now because in this event they only then gonna become the physical shape. Before they're not. But if we move it here, they already here are the physical shape, and we need that. So by disabling display and checking what's gonna happen. Yeah, because they are physical objects now, they are affected by gravity. What we can do by selecting tyFlow, we can change here in the physics default gravity, and they will stay at place. The other way, what you can do, if you change it back to default, you can put here a physics switch and put these chairs who should stay still to kinematic. They are physical objects, but they are not moving until you affect them somehow. In our case, we need to move only those who are triggered, and it's the same effect. So now, in our example, those chairs were arriving, not leaving their places. That's a little trick, a very simple one. When you export your animation, you just reverse the tycache. Let me show you how it works. So that's export particles. I export everything. If I would put it, let's say like this, I would export only those chairs who are triggered and flying. But having export particles outside of the events, it exports everything. So I need, yes, tycache, 200 frames, where to export, and I'm ready to export. Export is done. I can switch off the simulation, and in my tycache, so this is the simulation. Let me hide the helpers as well. So in my tycache, I'm going to the timing tab, and here in the enable cache retimer, enable it. So it means frame 0. It means that cache is reading, tycache object is reading only 0 frame of the simulation right now. But if we simulate, if we animate this parameter, so enable the auto key, and I know that my last frame in the simulation in the tycache is 199 frame, and I put here this 199 at frame 0 on the timeline, and the last frame will be frame 0 of the cache. So from this point it plays in reverse, and this is how you are getting your putting back on position effect. I hope this was useful and you will use this effect, and you can actually do whatever effect you want. You can scale them down to 0 at the beginning and scale it up to 100 when they arrive. That also could be cool. You can rotate the trigger so it's not evenly starting from down to top, or it can go diagonally or from the center with propagation. So it's just your imagination is the limit. Thank you for the attention.